Hello, wonderful friends. I hope that you've had a lovely week. My name is George Kingori, your online finance guy. I talk about all things finance. And today we are going to talk about ways to keep money in your pocket. A lot of people do not know how to keep money until the end of the month. In fact, they have more money at the end of the month. You earn well, you are paid on time, but you are always broke. At the end of the month, you always have to top up some credit. You always have to take some mobile loans. You are chasing down friends, asking for a credit, asking for them to help you and to lift you and to give you some money. You just can't keep money in your pocket. And today we're going to speak about this issue. The first thing that you need to do to be able to keep money in your pocket in 2023 is you need to go shopping with a list and have the exact amount of money, or at least relatively the same amount, the exact amount of money. Go with a shopping list. What are you buying? Be very specific. Be very exact. Do not go beating around the bush. You know what you eat in a week. You know what you consume. You consume rice, you consume this, you consume this. You know what quantities you consume these things. Buy everything as per your shopping list. Do not go in a shopping area and wander around and start thinking as you go to in the shopping aisles and think, oh, I'm going to need this, oh, I'm going to need this. You are probably not going to need all these things. And especially if you go shopping hungry, never go shopping on a hungry stomach. In fact, the best times to shop are early in the morning when you've taken your breakfast. You are less likely to spend a lot of money because you're already hungry. Have you ever gone shopping when you're hungry and ended up buying a lot of things, a lot of foodstuffs that you do not need, especially the ready-made food in the cafeteria in that supermarket? It's because you are hungry. You look at something, and because you're hungry, you want to buy. You look at something, you want to cook something, and you buy. You end up buying a lot of things that you do not necessarily need. You need an exact amount of money. Don't go in an open book. Don't go with all the money. There's some people who are funny. They go with 30,000 Kenya shillings, $300 in their pockets in a supermarket shopping spree that will probably cost 100. Why do you have all this excess money laying in your pocket? Why do you have all this excess money in your M-Pesa and in your bank? This is because you are going to spend more money than you think, because you see that money. And sometimes reason goes out the window when you see some things. Because remember, all these people in supermarkets and these shopping malls have been trained to be able to attract you. In fact, they arrange things in a way that is going to make them more delicious, more exciting, more likely for you to buy. They have studied the art. So go with the exact amount of money and go with the exact shopping list that you need. The other thing that you need to do is leave all your credit cards at home. Do not go carrying money that you can be able to access through a credit card, carrying it around. Go with what you need, how much you need for that day, and that's it. Don't walk around with money. You're not a walking bank account. Work with what you exactly need for the day. Sometimes, if you are too bad at saving, if you're too bad at overspending, just go with your bursary when you go to work and lunch, and that's it. So that even if somebody tells you, let us do this, you do not have the money there with you. Sometimes you need physical restrictions to keep you from overspending. And it may look sometimes like you are straining yourself. But if you have no control, create the controls that you need to keep the money in your pocket. So leave your credit card, debit card at home. Go with the exact amount of money that you need, and you will surely not overspend on your money. The other thing that you need to do is automate your investments. Ensure that you have a bank debit that happens every so often that goes to your investments. Ensure that you do not have to withdraw money and think, oh, do I invest? Do I need this? Do I need? Ensure that it is automated. If you can be able to do it through payroll, if you have to save to a circle, ensure that you are deducted directly so that the money that hits your pocket is money that is less of what you need to take into your investments. The same thing that loans happen. Sometimes a lot of loans and a lot of banks will get your money before you, because they know once you get the money, you are more likely to spend foolishly. But when you have already invested and the money that needs to go where it needs to go has already gone, you are less likely to overspend and do funny things because you do not have the money. So ensure that you do not have the money to think about where invest or not. Ensure that it has already gone to your investments. Automate your investments. This, in fact, is the only bank charge that I will always encourage. The bank charge that takes money from your account and takes it to investments rather than any other charges. This is because it's going to create value for you and it's going to keep you from overspending your money. If you'd rather be broke without money but having your investments growing than be broke and the only thing that you've done is paid for expenses, especially unnecessary expenses. The other thing that you need to do is track your net worth. Track your net worth. You will be astonished at how amazing tracking your net worth will help you save your money. This is because you will end up in the mindset of, if I'm going to spend money, is it money that is going to build me? Is it money that is going to increase my value? Or is it money that is I'm going to spend and not get back? You will end up looking at all expenses and thinking about how do I get rid of these expenses because they are not going to improve my lifestyle. They're not going to improve my income. You look at all your costs, you look at all your loans, you look at all your assets, you do minus plus and realize that sometimes you are just one paycheck away from poverty. Realize that if your employer tells you that today we are going to pay you 50%, you cannot survive. If your employer tells you that today we are not going to take you on in the next month, you will be jobless, you are going to suffer from poverty. This is what I'm talking about. You need to track your expenses and your net worth especially, because that is the only way that you're going to see as to be able to track whether you are actually gaining something. And you realize that investments and savings are going to increase your net worth. Expenses and loans that are necessary are going to eat into your expenses. And you want to buy something and you start thinking, is this going to increase my value or is it going to decrease my value? Is this going to increase my expenses or is this going to decrease my expenses? Is this going to increase my income, the passive income, or is this going to eat my money? That is what net worth tracking helps you to be able to achieve. So track your net worth every day and you will be able to actually change your spending habit to be able to reflect a net worth growth. Sometimes I ask people, what is your value? What is your net worth? How much are you valued? If you take all that you own and all that you owe others, if we are able to sell off and pay off your debts, are you left with anything? If you were to pass away, God forbid, are your family going to be left with debts? Or are you going to leave them with something? Are you going to leave them with an inheritance? Or are you going to leave them with debtors chasing them? Net worth. You need to speak about net worth so that you can be able to learn how to keep money in your pocket, and especially in pockets that are going to generate more money for you. The other thing that you need to do, when I talk to people and individuals, I realize a lot of money is spent on the weekends. A lot of people spend their money on the weekends. In fact, the second, third weekend is a time that people get all their money gone. They lose all their money. It's a time that they start looking for friends to beg for money. It's a time that mobile lenders are actually making a lot of money. This is the weeks or a week before you get your next paycheck. And what usually happens is every weekend is when there's a big chop. Every weekend, a big chop. And majority of this money is in entertainment and parties and meetings and gatherings. You end up spending a lot of money by doing things that are entertaining yourself, entertaining your social circles, and meeting people. You look at somebody's statement, they say, I am broke and cannot be able to save. But you look at their statement, and every weekend they withdraw 10,000 shillings, and every Monday they withdraw an equivalent amount of money. The 10,000 shillings on Monday was to spend for the expenses that week, but the 10,000 on Friday was just to spend and splurge. You do not need to entertain yourself for 10,000 every month and you make 100,000. You only need 3 weekends, 4 weekends to be able to start suffering because you don't have any money. You have paid your rent, you have paid all your expenses, but every 10,000 shillings chop is going to drive you to poverty. Keep yourself busy on the weekends. Look for a skill, study. Do something that is going to keep you from spending the 10,000 shillings. You don't need to drink 10,000 shillings. You don't need to party 10,000 shillings. Avoid some parties, avoid some gatherings, avoid some meetings. If you can, Try to tell them to come to your place where you can be able to control the expenses that you're going to incur. Keep yourself busy during the weekends. The other thing that you need to do, if you work and have to go through a town or a shopping area, go straight home. Go straight home. Don't start lingering around. Don't start looking for people after work. Don't stop trying to work late. In fact, working late is one way that you're going to spend a lot of money. Work late, so you end up taking a car because it is a little bit dangerous to be able to take personal means. You end up taking take out food because you do not have time to be able to cook your own food. So you spend more money in transport, you spend more money in food, just because you did not plan your work enough to be able to leave work on time. You spend time walking around in shopping malls. You do not go straight home. You end up buying something that you do not necessarily need. In fact, majority of women spend most of their money after work before they go home because they go somewhere and see a shoe and want to buy. They see a sale that may not actually be a sale, and they end up buying something that they do not actually need. Go straight home. Go straight home because your house will not ask money from you. Go straight home, watch a movie, do something else that is going to keep your money in your pocket. The other thing that you need to do is stop surfing and shopping online. Stop checking online stores. Stop following people who are only selling you something. You do not need all these socialites. In fact, you will realize that you waste a lot of money following the latest trends and the latest fads, looking at what the celebrities are buying and the shopping places that they are going. Avoid all these things. This is because the more you reduce the temptation to spend, the more you're likely to save. Avoid the temptation to spend. If you're a man, don't keep looking at cars, looking at glossy magazines of which car and which brand and how much it costs all the time. This is because you will be derailed from your plan to be able to save and invest and grow your wealth. To start thinking about spending on a car that you may not actually afford, a car that is going to take money from your pocket instead of adding money into your pocket. So stop window shopping. Stop fantasizing about items. When you get to that level of financial well-being, then you can think about these things. But if you're struggling to be able to save and invest and grow your net worth, then stop window shopping. Stop looking at cars. Stop looking at all these things that are going to tempt you and cause you to take a loan to buy something necessary. The other thing that you need to do is go shopping alone. If you have children, go shopping alone. Going shopping with your children is a guarantee that you're going to overspend, especially on snacks, on toys, and on things that are unnecessary. Sometimes you realize that people who go shopping with their children end up buying so many toys that these children will only need for 2 days, and they forget about them. Keep your children at home. Your children are not for helping you saving your money. The children are going to help you spend your money. So keep them at home. Go shopping once in a week. You do not need to go every day shopping. Go shopping once in a week. The less days you go shopping, the less days are there to overspend, and the more planning you take into creating your list for your shopping, and the more you keep money in your pocket. Stop overspending money just because of exposing yourself to temptation and creating more avenues to spend more money. So shop once a week and keep your children at home. The other thing you need to do is ignore your money for a week. And this is the best trick I can give you. Ignore your money for your week or for a week. You receive a notification that you receive your salary. Ignore that money for a week. There are people who get excited. I've worked in a finance office where I pay salaries. You pay salaries today. In the morning, people are depressed. They were sad. In fact, they were restless. But you pay them, and the money hits the bank account within in the afternoon, and people stop working, and people stop being productive, and people start getting excited. Phone calls increase. People start making plans for the weekend. People start making plans, unnecessary plans, because money has hit the account. When you are too excited, you are more likely to overspend your money. Stay for a week. Let the excitement sizzle down. Stop being excited about a monthly pay that will come month after month after month. You will be excited all your life because of money that comes back in your account every other month. So keep a week and keep away from spending. Keep away from thinking about that money. In fact, if you've already withdrawn the money that you're spending for the coming week, use that money. Ignore this amount of money for a week. This is because it's going to sizzle down all your emotions. It's going to keep you more focused on what you need to do with your money to grow your net worth and your wealth. But if you're the kind of person once money hits the account, you have to withdraw something and eat something, and as Kenyans say, "Rudishia mwili pole," the first hour that the money hits your account, the money will start flying as fast from your account simply because you touched it before it even hit and settled in your account. Ladies and gentlemen, you should need to keep your money in 2023 because financial forecasts are grimmer. Companies are closing down. Even companies that we thought will not reduce the number of employees they have are starting to reduce. This is the time for austerity. Stop waiting to be disciplined by life. Prepare for any life eventualities. I hope you're learning, you're growing, and you're better in your financial affairs. Keep tuned, subscribe to the channel, and give me suggestions on things you want me to talk about. My name is George, the online finance guy. Thank you, and enjoy your